All right, we're going to talk about using Gale research databases, and we're going to start by comparing Google searches with Gale. And as we start, we want to remember that we're taking notes, and everything highlighted in yellow is what you want to write down on your notes page. So let's compare databases with Google. So what is a database? It's a collection of information organized by topic. The key part to remember is they're password protected and curated. Password protected means you won't find it on a Google search, and curated means that some expert has carefully selected and organized the information that you're finding. So in contrast, Google is a search engine, and so that means it's using a formula or algorithm to rank the results by the number of links. And so you really get either a very random selection, things that are selling you something, social media pages, which aren't necessarily items that you're going to want to use for academic homework type of research. Nobody is checking any of the websites, whether it's a video, an image, or an article, and you get hundreds of millions of results. So what does that look like in action? When you're using Google, you're going to get something like this. You're going to get multiple pages where the first page might have something legitimate, and then you're slowly getting more and more desperate into the God help you category. And I've been there too. You just can't find anything, so you kind of give up and just pick something at random and just go with it. For Gale databases, it's a little bit more selective. So information in a database is always going to be accurate. Remember, it's curated. It's easy to find and easy to sort. It's all done for you, so that makes the research process much more straightforward. So we're going to specifically talk about research with Gale databases, and FSUSD offers 3 databases for the high school level. There is the Gale in Context High School, Gale in Context Opposing Viewpoints, and then Gale eBooks. Opposing viewpoints are for arguments and debate, and eBooks are reference materials. So for our practice, we're going to do high school. But first, how do we get there? We're going to go to the FSUSD website, click Family Resources, click Library, click Research, and that is going to look like Scrabble tiles, and then we're going to bookmark it. So if you go to the FSUSD website, then you go to Family Resources, and then right here, see where it says Library. It's the first option. You're going to click that. And then right here, see the Scrabble tiles, Research. And then here are our high school icons on the right. And so we're going to choose Gale in Context High School for our practice session. And it's going to ask you for a password. And our password is Fairfield. I'm going to move on fast there. Okay, now we're going to use the search bar to type in our keywords. We never ever type in question. It's just the keywords. So for practice, I put in my search bar right here, social distancing. And this is the results that I got. You can see as new, even as new as it is, I still got several thousand results, but they're sorted for me by the type of result they are. So that looks something like this. For the articles, that's reference, biography, essays, magazines, news, and academic journals. Academic journals are college level research. There's not textual images or results. That would be images, videos, and audio. And sometimes you get website links, not always. So if we go back here and look, you can see the number of items in each one. We have 223 videos, 153 for images, 5,603 news articles. And then if you scroll down, it's going to show you like the top 4 links. But notice here it says there's 154 images, but there's only 4 shown. So I'd have to click images to get all of the images. So I did that. And then I've got all these images. So let me just show you why you want to use Gale images instead of Google images. So this is an image from Walgreens showing a social distancing sign. If you've been to the grocery store since it started, you've seen it too. And it gives us a little blurb. So we know for a fact that this is from a Walgreens in Washington, D.C., and the date they took it. Okay, so it gives us the information about the picture. It's not random. It's not from the H1N1 virus from 10 years ago or anything like that. Then, even better, it gives us our citation. So we can cite all of our sources, including images and videos. So let's go back to our results page and we're going to find an article. So I'm going to click news. And I chose this social distancing without the police, which just came out May 19th, which was this morning. And it's an article that discusses how law enforcement officials who are trying to enforce social distancing guidelines are arresting more people, minority, people of color than white people, right? So out of 374 summonses, 300 were given to Black and Hispanic New Yorkers. This is all New York City. All right, so what do I do now? I've got an article, I chose it, I've got it open. So I can make the article more readable. I can translate it into another language. I can have the article to read it to me, or I can increase or decrease the size of the font. So that's where these tools are right here in the upper left-hand corner. Let's make it bigger. I have bad eyesight, so I like to have big words. Makes it easy to read. Translate it, and here you can see I literally have a couple dozen languages. So if you're an English language learner or you're English proficiency limited, then you have some options there to make it easier for you. You can also listen to it, which I realized that it didn't sound on the video, but it is reading it to me. So this is awesome, right? You have these tools right here. All right, so that's going to make me easier to understand the article. Now I know I want to use the article for research, so my next step is to write the citation for it or save it onto a works cited page or a bibliography or a reference page, whatever you want to call it, and then to save the actual article so I don't have to go looking for it again into a research folder. You can do that in Google Drive or you can send it as an email attachment. So where is that at? So if you go to the very bottom of the article, just like on the image that we looked at, here is my citation box, hard to miss. Now notice there are different citation styles. So language arts is MLA, science and business is APA, and Chicago is like library science. Most likely for high school, you're going to be asked to do MLA, so just make sure it's chosen, selected, and then you can copy and paste it. You can also export it to Google Drive. Right here is the key. So it's the Google Drive icon, and it just asks you what account that you're sending it to. Also at the very top, you also have the Google Drive icon. And then here's a little envelope so you can email it to yourself as well as a PDF if you prefer that. So there are more tools. There are more ways to refine your search. Let me get this. You can filter results. You can create highlights and notes in here, and there's all different sorts of ways to create the list. But for basic functions, those are the highlights, and for your best results are going to be to start in a database instead of using just a general search engine search. So that's why you want to research with Gale Databases.